Hello, everybody. So, today we're doing something different. We're doing kind of an experiment. Usually we do Hollywood films. Very rarely do we do foreign films, as in films outside of the Hollywood system. So, why not do one of those for a change, right? So, today we're doing a Portuguese movie. Now, don't worry, everybody. Fortunately, for reasons that I have yet to understand, the official DVD of this movie here in Portugal has English subtitles for the movie. I don't know who made them. I don't know who they made these subtitles for exactly, because last I checked, this movie didn't exactly get released outside of my country, at least not that I'm aware. So I'm not entirely sure where these English subtitles came from and for what purpose, but they're there, might as well take advantage of them. Just, I guess they did it so I could actually show this movie to people, I guess. So, thanks, I guess.
Here you go. So there you go. One way to share Portugal's greatness with the world when we recognize them.
Okay, so this movie, is actually called in my country crap movie. Obviously, the name is intended to be, a joke title. Obviously, because the movie is the entire movie is a joke. It's a comedy. It's not meant to be taken seriously, even in the slightest. So obviously, the title doesn't even take itself seriously either. However, for whatever reason, the English translation of this movie decided to rename it to Tricksters, and I can tell you that when you watch the movie, that title doesn't really apply to what's going on in the movie. I have no idea why they couldn't just call it crap movie instead, because it perfectly reflects the movie's intentions. A movie
Hell,
that
just,
literally
just said "sa crap" or something.
like isn't there like isn't there like those movies made by those guys that made the spoof movies? What are their names again?
Salzburg?
That's it. Don't their movie titles also have something along those lines of they inject some kind of words in the title that this is stupid. This is
yeah.
Stupid vampires.
There's literally a project called STFU essentially. So yeah, honestly, I don't think this was a case of censorship. It was more a case of them trying to, I guess,
mistranslating.
Yeah, mistranslating.
I can assure you that the actual proper Portuguese title doesn't have any curse words whatsoever. It's literally just incredibly plain words that don't have zero of like if I do a literal translation without actually changing the title to make more sense in English, it would be like saying stupid movie. It would be, so there's literally no offensive material in the original Portuguese title at all. There's literally no reason to alter it. So I don't know what else to tell you. The point is, so basically, everybody, in my upload that I will provide what Taylor will provide in the description for you guys, I decided to rename it to Crap Movie because that's the best possible English translated title that I came up with myself to make up for the terrible title that the translators came up with. So there you go. All right, so to give a little bit of background history real quick before we start the movie. This is about a comedy duo that became incredibly famous in the 90s in my country, which was basically translates out to stupid talk, which is literally just these two guys on stage in the theater talking about just random stupid stuff. And basically they would just try to talk about serious issues, but they would talk like complete ignorant morons, showing that they clearly don't talk about. So basically it's literally just you laughing at the stupid things they say. That's literally it. That's the basic concept. And the two actors involved are two of the most beloved comedic actors in my country. So unfortunately one of them already died by this point. So consider this kind of like a tribute from my part. All right, so eventually they decided to make a movie out of that franchise. And the movie is incredibly faithful in taking the concept of the theater plays and just translating it into a movie, because I can tell you already, the quote-unquote plot of this movie, if you can even call it that, is literally just an excuse to put these two on screen and just talk to each other, just like in the plays. So the movie basically doesn't even remotely try to change what made the franchise work over here. It just does exactly what you expect. So, all right, everybody. So get on that YouTube upload that I did, and you should be in sync with us. You can just start at 0. And all right, everybody ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, click.
So is this movie more of like the anthology type, where it's essentially a bunch of skits all taped together, or
Yes.
is there? Okay.
It's mostly just skits, as in these two talking about things, and the plot is just a thin excuse to put them on screen and talk.
We do have
Basically.
something equivalent here in my country with a couple of our comedians.
A co-production by Sick.
That's the name of the channel where the show aired. Oops. All right, so coming up is the first of the two lead stars of the franchise, who's still doing the franchise to this day. José Pedro Gomes. He's an incredibly funny comedic actor that is still beloved and is still working to this very day.
How specific?
Yes.
Well, there are a lot of groups for specific things.
All right. I love this sermon.
Oh my god, he looks like Pedro Pascal.
Kind of.
The mustache.
Yeah. I don't know, he apparently also needs a starship.
I love this one. And the king of the world is neither day nor night. It is always midday.
I mean, yeah, I guess when you put it like that, yeah, it doesn't
I
need
mean,
a flashlight. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm eating now.
Yeah, as you can see, this is the basic concept of the show: taking what are supposed to be serious subjects and having them be explained to you by by two morons that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And here's the other lead star. The actor's name is Antonio Feio. And here's the interesting thing: the character names are diminutives of the actors' names, because the actor who's called José, his name on character name is Zeze, and whereas Antonio's on-screen name is Tony. So, yeah, crap. Yeah, that's social commentary, because there's a shit ton of driving accidents in my country, and it's still a thing. So that's kind of commentary there.
If I go to Portugal for a holiday, remind me not to rent a car.
Yeah, let's burn down the courts in the schools. These are the wishes of the Lord. There you go.
Praise be.
The Lord wants us to burn down courts and schools.
I mean, those two were really roused by his sermon.
Amen.
Yeah, wake up! Falling asleep during a sermon, that's really rude. Tony Mobile.
Let's see, passage to Spain. Yeah, who needs the Millennium Falcon when you've got this?
If by that you mean Turkish Star Wars, then maybe.
This one.
He literally makes a collection out of them.
Yes.
Well,
that's why you can't pay those tickets, Jove. Otherwise, you'd fuck up the collection. I mean, the collection will only be valuable if you don't pay them.
You know, all those tickets could probably fund the economy of Portugal for a whole year.
And now the iconic duo are together again.
Yeah. Okay, basically, what the scene that we just saw is kind of in medias the opening credits. The opening scene that you just saw is kind of in medias res, because basically forgot that we were going to explain how things got to why is Zeze in a church and like exactly. So we're going to basically build our way up to this. Yeah, and as the credits are now showing that, and yes, for the record, everybody, in case you haven't noticed, yes, my country loves the hell out of Monty Python, as you can
Yeah.
see for these opening credits.
I was about to say.
Yeah, trust me, Monty Python is incredibly popular over here. Like Portuguese comedians take a lot of inspiration from Monty Python.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was that? Yeah, and as the credits say, aside from having these two, a lot of famous Portuguese comedians were also invited to guest star as various miscellaneous characters. Composer, there you go. Don't expect. Okay, and yeah, here are the two writers. There you go. They're still basically that's the Portuguese word for script.
Right. Well, they argue about it, and that explains a lot.
It doesn't even remotely mean the same thing as argument webs. The word is very similar, but the actual meaning is completely different. Yeah, Tricksters. That's not the proper name, but whatever. Moving on. Yeah, the donkey's called Popeye because why not? So Tony, what did you come here for?
1984. Huh. When did this film come out?
2008.
All right.
Huh. 2008.
Wikipedia mentions here that it was the highest grossing in 2006.
Oh yeah, 2006. That's it. Okay. Damn, it's been a long time. Jeez. Yeah, that's because this franchise to this day is still incredibly popular over here. Like, so of course it was guaranteed to be a hit. Yeah, no. Oh, and by the way, might as well warn you that if you see any grammatical errors in the subtitles, that's not the translators fucking up. The characters, even in Portuguese, speak terribly grammatically wise. So the subtitles are being faithful to that.
I guess that's the idea, to show that they ain't exactly the sharpest tools in the shed.
No, they're not. Are you sure that's a good idea, Jose?
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Really? Just from taking off his boots?
Yeah, we don't have the budget to collapse the building.
No, we do not actually. That's a good point. This one. This is something that me and my brother still do each other. Nah.
Yeah, no singing.
I can sing you a song. No, it's no bother. No, but it's a bother to me.
Sounds like Dwibs and Teos' mentality towards musicals in general.
Pretty much.
Oh, this one. Oh. Oh my god. And as he says, yeah. Yeah, and, plenty of and then we're gonna have one of the first of many flashbacks. So 4 months earlier.
Sure.
The whole "it's a dealer offshore." That's the characters trying to speak English, but failing horribly at it, of course.
It It's a one. Yeah, it's €1.
Oh yeah.
I see he's got it down to a
Yeah.
science.
I forgot, Pedro. In what year your country implemented the euro?
The same year as everybody else, I think. Wasn't like
It's gotta
a
be
joint
dispersed.
thing?
My country was between 2001 and 2002.
Yeah, I think it was around the same time for me as well.
What
if I
did you
remember
have
correctly.
before the euro?
Skudush. We all have our own individual currencies before, but then, of course, because when the European Union became a thing, most of us...
Portugal adopted the euro officially in 2002.
Well, there you go. Around that time, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this one here. It's a doctor, not a scientist, is it?
Huh.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Oh yeah, at hospital they have theatres.
Boy, with friends like these, who needs enemies?
What is even holding?
Magnifying glass pictures? No, literally pictures
know.
of magnifying glasses?
I don't know.
Brilliant.
Okay. So please call me by my name if they call me by my name, okay? Thanks. Well. Oh, another. Yeah.
Oops.
This was before you asked it, this is being shot in Lisbon.
Oh. Isn't that...
Yeah, makes sense.
Isn't that the town you live closest to?
No, Lisbon is Portugal's capital.
Yeah.
I live in the south.
Although, isn't like Lisbon where pretty much all the big stuff like the theater and whatnot is?
Yeah. Well, we have theaters over here too. It's just that, Lisbon is the most, properly developed city in the country, yes. Cadillac.
A Cadillac arrest.
Like I said, it's meant to be worded stupidly. It's not a translation error. That's really how stupid their words are.
So if I understand correctly, Izzy is supposed to be the quote-unquote smarter one, while Tony's just the dumb brick.
Yeah, Tony is the dumber of the two, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
That's a Portuguese saying, except he worded it stupidly.
So
But,
is that basically your guys' way of saying, mind your own business?
Well, more so that when a donkey speaks, the other one just shut up and listen. That's basically what it means. As in, like when I'm talking, shut up. You have to shut up and listen and wait until I finish. That kind of thing.
Yeah, but hey, I'm talking here.
I love this one. Yeah, sure it is. I love this one.
Why are you downing wine with everyone? That just sounds like you'll make yourself dehydrated.
And that's not even counting if your liver takes care of your fist.
Remember,
Yeah.
John, apparently Gaston eats 4 dozens of eggs every day.
Which, that's healthy. I mean, it's healthier than downing wine every day.
Cholesterol inventory expressed in over alcohol poisoning.
Jesus, Portuguese
I love
Portuguese
that one.
football is wild.
I love that one. He's saying, Teo, that he died from an attack of lack of asthma. However the hell that works.
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, wow, I didn't know lack of asthma was so lethal.
Also, damn, Portuguese football sounds wild. The goalkeeper died from having the goalpost fall on him.
Okay, then. It's about time, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, this particular bit, it's badly translated. You know the whole God. Hold on, I'll translate it later. There's a lot going on. So yeah, the movie is, of course, entirely driven, just like the plays, by the two personalities of the main actors. Like, because they're so great and they have such great chemistry with each other that it's just a blast to just watch them talk to each other. What?
Oh.
E.T.
He seems so proud of that. That hanger looks intact in there, which implies that's how he swallowed it.
Oh. Of course. There you go. Makes sense to me.
So he's gonna die from hanger rust. That sounds pretty embarrassing.
Oh, they're driving pretty fast for rush hour.
Unfortunately, Zeze's shortcut is not... Yeah.
Oh no.
Also, they brought the entire vending machine with them.
Well, I guess it's another excuse for them to just talk. So...
The movie's very upfront with how it likes to stop the plot for these two to talk, and given to the point that them talking is the point of it, fair game.
The filmmakers basically come up to each other and say, yeah, we all know exactly what you came here for, so we're just going to give it to you. That's basically it. You came here to just watch these two talk, like in the place, so why bother doing anything? If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Maybe they translated
this one. Yeah, there are.
I can believe it.
Yeah, see, that's why my country won't count for anything, because there are people who work here. That makes sense.
I suppose maybe they translated this into English with the subtitles. Maybe it was like a Learn Portuguese initiative.
It could have been. I honestly don't know who is probably the responsible, because I can check both IMDb and Wikipedia create the movie with its original Portuguese title. It doesn't mention being Tricksters.
So from what you told us, Pedro, pretty much the only about a bad translation is the Tricksters thing, because otherwise everything else here is apparently translated
they do a good job.
Right.
They do a good job. They even intentionally make grammatical errors to reflect when the characters do grammatical errors. So.
Of course.
It's not. That's not how you pronounce that name. That's a Portuguese city.
Alright, calm down, Jesus.
He's about to... 28 piece of you. There you go. This one. It's a line that I still use with my brother every time we're on driving. Are you fucking kidding me? If there's anyone in this car that has more respect for the divine than you, it's me.
This movie does seem pretty quotable.
Oh, it is. I assure you. If you know the language, it's incredibly quotable.
Dang.
I mean, what else are they gonna do?
Yeah, as you can see, my country is not ashamed to, make fun of what are supposed to be, touchy subjects.
Oh.
There goes the wheel.
I do believe that there may be a flaw in your plan there, Zeze.
Not you, doesn't choose. Oh.
Hordiver?
And here's the reference to what Tony was saying earlier. Psychopathic nuns banging with a guitar.
Not the guitar.
And this gives us an epiphany for some reason. Okay.
So, a nun trying to kill them helped
Yes.
push him towards religion. Yeah,
Yes.
sure, why not?
Stranger things have happened.
Okay. Yeah, but first let's pray.
Yeah, wash your hand. Yeah, get on your knees. Well, some people aren't religious.
Oh,
Oh, come on, you know you love him.
That wasn't a compliment.
that was one. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, that's another great quote that I love using. What have I done to you? Have I ever done you any harm? Yes, every time you open that mouth of yours, you harm everybody around you. So shut up.
Oh, dang.
That's one way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here right now.
Nah.
Of course.
Yeah, you're getting there.
And where was that? Of course, here and now.
Oh shit.
How?
Oh,
Just
this
how?
one.
Well, shucks.
This presents a problem.
It's supposed to be third generation, but yeah, he said it stupidly. That's all, folks.
Come on, man, I'm suffocating.
Okay, then. And yeah, it was actually Tony who put that thing there. There you go.
So,
I don't know why they make you think it's that. And for that purpose, yeah, we're going to another flashback. And this is a Portuguese actor who is a guest star, basically. He's also incredibly popular. Yeah, 3 months earlier, more or less, because it doesn't matter. It's just
Yeah,
I
it
see
doesn't
that
matter.
Frank
It's a
Miller has
flash.
co-written for the timeline placement.
I love this joke.
Jesus.
How many times do I have to kill this chicken before it stays dead? A butcher who's called Steaky.
cute.
Oh.
And the word is they're just about to riot.
Oh.
Yeah, and that actor with the glasses, his big specialty is playing the dorky dweeb, the dorky doofus. So
It's still alive.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's actually a Portuguese tradition. No, so except it's worded stupidly, of course.
Hang on in there.
And for the record, he has a Maradona shirt.
Maradona.
Yeah, I recognize the pattern of Napoli.
So I take it that Portuguese films typically don't have big budgets.
Nope.
Then again, I mean, unless you're James Bond, our films don't have those big budgets either. Oh.
Yep. And yeah, and here's the first thing for the franchise that got established. Zeze's wife. This is where she makes her debut, and later on, she will become the Zeze's counterpart in the show.
Okay, that's a bit. I tried to look up information about this film, but when I look up crap movie, what do you think I get?
You have to look. You have to search for Tricksters because that's the actual official English name.
The original title because why not? And again, like he said, IMDb does have a page, and so is Wikipedia, but they're obviously very scarce. IMDb at least puts the entire cast there.
Yeah, basically, this is a Portuguese translation, having basically a stew where the entire town gathers to just have a stew and just an event for people to just mingle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fado. The fado is Portuguese traditional music. It's a specific genre that we have over here. Ah. Gee, with names like those, I wonder what's their joke. Of course. The cash, you know. No, don't worry. He doesn't actually do it. He's all talk, as you normally would say.
A blonde bugger.
So yeah, this is fado. This is Portuguese traditional music. Yeah, great parents.
I wonder if that was Will Smith's character's dad in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Beat You Into Tomorrow. That sounds like a low-budget boxing movie. Yeah, don't cramp my style. Yeah. Let's get hit by a brick and live.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. I mean, he lived.
Ow.
Who could not come to see me.
I really like the actress who plays the wife.
Yeah, she's another popular comedian.
I can see here she's still doing stuff to this very day.
Yes, most of these are.
Also, Iguana.
So yeah, while Zeze is unconscious, he has this dream.
Oh, what did I drink last night?
An entire brick.
Oh my god. Oh, you're just taunting me if you're wearing leather pants in the desert.
Yeah, there you go.
He makes a good point. Ladder pants in this heat?
Tony, what the hell?
This is him having a dream while he's unconscious. And yes, he's dressed like Jim Morrison. Because why not?
I don't think wine's really gonna help you out here, bud.
I also get what he's mentioning because for a lot of the people, wine in a carton is basically the equivalent of basically garbage. So
yeah.
No, not Pink
close
Floyd.
enough.
Pink Floyd. Why are you suddenly Portuguese?
As you see, he never died, just been migrated.
Always has been, son.
Is this what happened in Quantum of Solace after Bond left the main villain there?
Sure.
Sure, let's go with that. Wine, please, wine. Yeah.
It's okay. You're okay.
How would they allow wine in the hospital?
The security of his hospital is dog shit.
That one. Oh. No, that's a figure of speech, Tony. Yeah.
I'm not sure that's how it works, my dude. Actually, do these guys really know how anything works in the world?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, never mind.
Again,
never mind. Be surprised one of them's married. I'm surprised.
The stereotypes are pretty clear. The Tony is more the country bumpkin, but the one with more of a general good heart. While Zeze instead is the man of the city, which tries to act more sophisticated, but more often than not doesn't know, left from right.
Green piss. Oh, Green Day.
Visual joke as well. I noticed the visual in the background. He's trying to light the candles where Sony is putting them out. It's not codfish liver oil, you.
The Recovery Channel.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's welcome to the new supergroup, Warner Brothers Recovery. Can you imagine watching this on the biggest screen?
Oh, this one.
Oh, yeah.
Can't argue with that logic.
Live beef? Who's beating the pig?
What? No. Pigs
The
are
cow,
pork.
sorry. The cow,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm not in it for the seals. Well, I mean, a few years from this point, the BP thing would happen.
I forgot if the
If they were fuck the
2006
planet.
I forgot if the Prestige accident had already happened around this time.
Yeah, much later in the movie.
It's only 90 odd. It's not even 90 minutes. I don't think there'll be an intermission.
Oh, I love this one.
Let's
1 month
see.
earlier. Now let's talk about movies.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. You'll like the Bond reference in a moment. Yeah, Tom Cruise and his wife.
So, yes, as license friendly as possible.
The good, the bad, and the snugly, and they hum the Bond theme. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing in a nutshell, right there. Bruce Ling.
Bruce Ling.
Again, as license friendly as we can get.
Yeah. Now making fun of how many Chinese martial arts movies have dragon in it.
The dragon goes to the beat. I'd watch that film, to be fair.
Waiting for the dragon.
Yeah, are there any Chinese films that don't have dragon in them?
I'm
Pretty sure there are, but... Yeah.
I that term that they made. Make your illegal bets. Oh yeah, it's a cockfight thing.
Mate, you're talking to a chicken.
Pretty sure that chicken doesn't even look like it's all set for an athletic match. Given how big it is.
I don't know, it looks to me.
In fact, I'm gonna ask for it right now. Someone make a movie called The Dragon Goes to the Beach.
Additional illegal Chinese cockfight of
Kazuza.
Beautiful.
I'm guessing for this scene, they found how many Chinese people live in Portugal?
But there's actually quite a few people from Macau who live over here because Macau used to be one of our colonies back in the 15th century. So probably some of those people.
Okay. Straight from the
Egypt.
small town in fucking Egypt.
It's called Cairo, dude. His manager Atra. There you
Of
go.
course.
See? Fujimori. Okay.
Ooh.
Inspector Ming. That word stands for basically cockfights in my country.
Freddie
Freddie
Mercury.
Mercury. Sure, I
Of course.
guess.
Oh.
True. Yeah, cocks aren't supposed to lay eggs.
Wow. Portugal, the pioneers of the day one release.
You're not supposed to speak on the phone in the theater. Oh, what a coincidence.
Ow.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Hey, while they don't get napalm.
Of course.
Of course it is.
Singing in the rain.
Ginger ale.
Not singing in the winglets, sailing in the train.
I mean, there's no rain, so makes sense.
There it is.
Yeah.
May God forgive you for all the evil I've done. Which is why I just pissed in a statue.
Maybe that was one of their wishes.
See, passage to Spain. What?
Sea passage.
Oh my god.
You don't need the sea to go to Spain.
Well, depends. From over here, no. But you would need to go to the sea to go to Spain. Oops.
Oh, yeah, I was referring to these guys since, you know, Portugal.
Grape liquor? I don't think that.
Oh my.
Yeah, basically, my country is very well known for back in the 15th century to being one, together with Spain, to be one of the big countries that was discovering the rest of the world, basically. So that's basically what they're talking about right now, or trying to, at least, of course. And no, for the record, Don Fulas didn't actually exist. That's just bull crap.
The Plutonic Plague.
Yes, the Plutonic Plague. Yes.
Yeah, I hadn't finished the story yet.
Spain was discovered by chance, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's a direct reference to how America was discovered by chance, even though the sailor who discovered it was looking for India.
What a time you picked for the dramatic music to play.
Wait, it translated the Portuguese into Portuguese.
Yes, Debs. Don't you know that's how it works?
Uh-huh.
Badajoz is another Portuguese city.
What's a gas station?
Pray your final prayers. Oh shit.
Ow.
That's not out of it.
Well, crap. Of course they are. Yeah, remember, Tony, we're just pretending.
They go and pretend headlights.
All right. That word that he used instead of fuash, falcatruas, that word that's a word that stands for faking signatures, forging signatures, basically.
Oh, the great fortune.
He said about finding Camões. Camões is the best poet Portugal has ever had. Basically, he wrote the entirety of Portugal's history up until his point in rhyme. So that book that he wrote is a book that is still being taught in schools to this day over here. Of course, Don Quixote. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with Don Quixote too?
Yes.
Okay.
Study schools and everything.
Shanghai? I don't think you can get to Shanghai
Eventually, I
through here.
suppose.
The invasion of Spain.
Sure.
Yes. You see, Dwebs, in this pretend Portugal invaded Spain instead of the other way around.
I'm sure the people in Catalonia will appreciate that.
But Catalonia is on the other side of the country, isn't it?
Well, they don't really like each other, though.
So this is Spain, huh? Weird. It just looks like any random neighborhood in Lisbon. It's amazing how Spain is very similar to Lisbon.
I know, right? I won't be surprised if I can see Portuguese in the background.
All right, so here's a fun piece of trivia about one of the actors in this part.
Mm.
By far the most random, weird cameo in this movie, and when it comes to Portuguese celebrities. This guy right here, his name is Rui Paulo. He's an actor and is also prominently a voice actor. He's most known for being the official Portuguese voice of Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
For the record, too, he also voices Cassandra's dad in the Tangled franchise.
Huh.
For the Tangled dub, I assume?
Yes. But his most well-known role is as Mickey. He's still doing it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
How much?
Not because foolish.
You Tarzan, me Jane.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now get out my bar.
Jesus.
Still convinced they got him in here just so they can have the Mickey Mouse actor swear.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean Disney contract, so you have to yeah.
Not anymore with some of their IPs now.
Jesus. Yeah.
It was
And that
all
was
part of the
yay.
show.
And this was my cameo for the movie.
Where's my paycheck? Oh.
Yeah, I can see that. No, we're done with pretending.
No more pretending. Pretending's what really got us killed.
And this is Zay's mom, who, for no reason, is throwing cabbages and telling Tony. Sorry, Tony. This is Tony's mother. Sorry, not sorry. Tony's mother, who's telling him to go find his dad, and that's where the whole dad plot comes in.
Seems fun.
Yeah, bye. Okay, yeah. Why are you peeing in the street? You're not dogs.
Blind is that these guys have any respect for, well, anything. The document. There you go. Well, did you find him?
Damn.
I guess. Of course.
Sure.
That's the name of a Portuguese football player.
I see.
What's really cool right now are the free piece.
Sure.
Fornication.
Yeah, of course. Fucking kids. Speaking of Player Station.
Brutal commodification 7.
Yes.
Brutal combatification.
Kidney sprayers.
That's not how it works, Tony. Gastric
Gastric bandwidth.
It's in my house, but it belongs to you. Therefore. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or you could just go, pick up the next day, and then bring it to him like a sort of present.
That'll be an idea. Oh, too late. I'm going to go to the police.
Fornication, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Did disco survive even longer
show,
in Portugal,
bar,
Pedro?
sex shop.
Help yourself. God will take care of the rest.
Sure.
Why am I getting a sense of deja vu here? Is this how they
Doing
actually...
the squeaky sound.
Is this how they actually got the movie made?
Maybe. All right, let's watch.
Here's hoping it lasts long.
All right, let's see. This one.
Of course.
Huh.
Sure.
Yeah, quiet. I'm trying to watch, please.
Oh.
Show's over.
Hey, they will move you before you put the coin in.
Oh boy. There you go. I wonder. And here's another epiphany.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, in other words, I'm on my way. I don't know how that relates, but sure.
The stunning climax.
There you go.
Whee!
I noticed you guys end up going to the hospital quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's probably the first time someone's been into a sex shop and went and came out of it to the hospital.
You want
I
lights?
left it in
Okay,
an ambulance.
I'll give you some lights.
Not a
Ooh.
train.
Oof.
Hopefully he survives the trip to the hospital this time.
Yeah, sure.
Of course.
Oh god. I feel like his mind has gotten fried and is beginning to slip.
Little Prozac with morphine. I'm not. That's not.
Somehow I feel like this is going to make things worse.
That's not. Yes, of course. Yeah, the iconic movie where Tarzan yells Geronimo. Of course. Don't you know
I'm
that?
trying to remember if he actually has used that word at some point.
Probably not.
What are you talking about? I remember very clearly at the end of the Disney version he did that.
I love that joke. Like, where were you when I was trying to get out of the water? I was drowning. I jumped before you did. Well, shit.
And this is why we idiot-proof all the important tech, ladies and gentlemen.
And this, of course, gets Zay unconscious, and he has another dream/hallucination. No, don't go towards the light. No. Yep, I told you. Going towards the light is always a bad thing. Oh, hey, I guess we found St. Peter.
He looks like he's about to shoot an 80s music video with this.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess there's a lot of very, very white, cliffy places in Portugal.
Not too surprising, I guess.
Yes, there's toilet paper there because I guess even in heaven you need those.
Ah, how nice. They speak your language too.
No, that's not how it works.
Is he referring to the actual Batman or the area known as Batman in Turkey?
Your guess is as good as mine, Jova. Yes, fuck the man who invented electricity. I love how St. Peter is eating pretzels.
Oh, what? So is this like Monkey Bone, where there's a special place for people who are simply in a coma to go instead of going to heaven or hell?
Probably. We found him.
Yeah, that guy's a douche. Yeah, that's what I just told you.
Yes, genetics.
It's always genetics. Yes.
So there you go. Tony's father died and became St. Peter's assistant.
Yeah, he needs a vacation once in a while.
He needs a holiday. He doesn't even remember his own name.
If at all. Wow. A surprising moment of clarity for Nzeze.
Bonk.
Bonk. And there you go. That's why he's in a monastery at the beginning of the movie.
All that, and we have finally learned where he found his true calling. From Tony's deceased father.
Alrighty.
Oh, sorry. Could you repeat that? Yeah.
There's only so much time left of dream.
I love that line. Like, man, you guys, you're in heaven, live like gods. Well, it is heaven. I say.
Yeah.
No, this and Tony now regrets shocking him so much. Oh.
No, you think?
There we go.
Ow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I nearly died again.
What do you think happened? Oh, should be interesting to see how long that lasts.
No, the faith, no coffee. That's because the word coffee in Portuguese is café, whereas the Portuguese word for faith is just fé. So it's very easy to make a joke about no, not faith, coffee in my language, basically. And that's why Tony went to the church to ask him about. Wait, what did he say? Because I couldn't catch that.
Upon nightfall.
Literally, nightfall. There you go. Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Really?
But then how did they write down all the holy teachings back then?
Magic.
Of course.
Charming.
Humble.
So you want a door that will electrocute you upon entering. Okay.
Trivial Samsonite.
I just want us to be friends again.
Why can't we be friends?
Just don't burn each other, yeah.
That's the name of that guy, the Mickey Mouse actor.
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
already did that. How?
There you go. Those. No.
Oh,
No.
I guess it's
Hold on, this one.
Jesus.
All right then. Semantics.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's totally safe. Yeah, don't bother putting them out or anything.
Is this gonna blow up the church?
No, no, you dumb fuck. No, not the Pokemon collection either.
The Pokemon collection.
Wow. The references in this movie.
It's because over here Pokemon stickers were very popular. But that's what they're referencing.
I take it Popeye's also pretty popular in Portugal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
oh.
I don't want to bear false witness. About that.
You know,
Maybe I was trying to give you a hint.
I'm trying to be polite.
That's not gonna help.
It's time for a choice.
Yep.
that is the word of a man desperate to live. Damn the
Yeah.
consequence.
Yeah, piss on me.
There you are.
Saved
Yeah,
by
in more ways than one.
Now maybe we should get out of here.
Ugh. Oh.
Yeah. You pissed on your friend. That's a sign
No,
of great
no,
friendship.
Yeah,
please.
no.
Yeah, let's just get out of here because the whole church is going to burn. Good guess,
Yeah.
Flips. And that's how the order of the barefoot snail hunters goes to smoke.
Alas.
How does that piece of crap even work still?
Fueled by
Oh,
the
well,
will of God.
God. That's what I was gonna say.
And now he remembers.
That's the greatest treasure of all.
Yeah, exactly. Aww.
What a day.
Yes.
Yeah, so pissed.
Yeah, turns out he was lying before. Portuguese cities.
A possible setup for a sequel?
No, that's a bit of it. There wasn't even any plans for a sequel to begin with. This ending is just for to take the piss, literally, as demonstrated by this. In a moment, to be continuation.
Cute.
Yeah. Hey, come back. Well, how am I going to get back home?
Yeah, and this is the producers thanking the a specific university that contributed to it. And there you go. And there you go. All right, and that was Tricksters. Even though I don't like that name, that's technically the official name. Go ahead, Liz. Final thoughts.
All right, so crap movie. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I can see the problem with calling it crap movie because people will say it and they'll think, "Oh, it's crap. I'm not gonna watch it."
Mm.
But yeah, it's a solid comedy. Okay, I won't talk much about the acting because it's all in Portuguese and I can't really judge Portuguese acting. But I mean, it was at least pretty funny, at least from the subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, it looks a bit TV movie, but then again, Portugal doesn't have a whole lot of money, so
No, but by Portuguese standards, this is perfectly normal.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's funny. It's funny enough, and yeah, it's a comedy. It kind of has to be funny. Probably one of the more out there films that we've done. I mean, we don't typically do foreign language movies, never mind foreign language comedy films.
Mm.
But for this one, I think it worked out good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. All right, Theo.
Sure. It's fine, actually. Like I've hinted a bit throughout, my country does have a couple of comedians and movie handled by said comedians that are done in almost an identical kind of style. I have no idea if those have ever received some kind of English release, even with subs. If so, maybe I could give it a shot to let you see what they look like. But again, the spirit is practically the same. The idea of these kind of skits with a framing device, but there to just take a piece out of some things. So I can appreciate that. Again, it's fine for what he wants to do. Fine by me.
All right, Jova.
Yeah, no, this is a good and fine movie. It's nothing like amazing or spectacular, but I don't think it's trying to go for that. It's just a movie that's essentially about a glorified skits with these guys, and you know what? They're funny, so the movie did its job. Well done.
Indeed. Again, it's one of those cases where when you get these two actors together and you pair them up and you just have the writers of the show just write their stuff, and it's always funny because not only because the writing is funny, but also because the actors are great and they have great chemistry with each other. They were best friends in real life as well. So trust me, the chemistry is not artificial. Like the two genuinely were big friends in life back when Tony was still alive. So unfortunately, Tony died a couple years later after this because of lung cancer. Because much like his on-screen persona, he was a heavy smoker. So unfortunately, that took his life. That being said, his legacy lives on through not just this movie, but through the show itself.
I won't lie. When you told me one had died, I thought it was Zeze because he seemed to be the much older one here.
Yes, he is the oldest one, but Zeze has always been very healthy, and he didn't have any health problems. Not that I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
He's actually fatter nowadays. Nowadays, he's actually put on quite a few pounds compared to how he was back in these days. But no, Tony was a very heavy smoker. So trust me, that the thing of his character doing it in this movie, that's actually true to the actual actor. So unfortunately, yeah, lung cancer. That being said, like I said, his legacy lives on for this movie, and of course the show, because to this day people still love this movie and still love the shows and just celebrate them immensely. So that's great. And again, it's just an incredibly fun movie because it knows exactly what it wants to be and doesn't ever shy away from it. The filmmakers know exactly what the audience has come for, to just watch these two do their thing, and they do exactly that. They just get these two together and just let them do their thing. Because, well, why bother doing anything else? Because that's exactly what we came here for. And again, it does exactly. So many comedy movies who try to adapt the comedy shows into movies, they misunderstand the material and try to enforce a story, or they maybe just plain misunderstand the TV material. This movie understands the TV material and just does exactly what it wants. No, the plot is just a stupid, thin excuse just to get these two together and just talk about whatever, because that's what the fans came here to see. So it just gives you exactly what you want. No more, no less, and I respect that. So it's a movie that knows exactly who it wants to cater. Fans of the show and nobody else. So, yeah, I respect that about that. And again, it's a really good movie. And again, I like the cameos. Like I said, it's one of the most hilarious, random, out of nowhere cameos is, of course, the fact that the guy, because that guy is a theater and voice actor. But yeah, he's mostly known for his voice acting roles over here. And yeah, so the fact that we have a movie where Mickey Mouse's actor curses, that's fun. So, There you go. And that's it. That was the movie. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And tune in for whatever we do next, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, see ya.
See ya.